As we said last week, today we'll talk about how to live a life full of extraordinary results. It is within everyone's capacity to do it, but there are certain principles that have distilled through the wisdom over the ages that one must observe. So we'll first briefly talk about what one must do, and then we'll challenge some of the myths that abound, and then in the end, as usual, we'll take questions. So first and foremost requirement for living a life of extraordinary results is to have a passion. The passion shows up time and again in the lives of successful people because it underpins everything. Passion sits at the heart of success and is the foundation for achieving extraordinary results. So find your passion. Once you do it, then identify your purpose. Purpose is a combination of where we are headed and what really matters to us. As Charles Dickens said, our purpose determines who we are. Who we are and where we want to go regulate what we do. A life with a purpose is a powerful life and it is a happy life. And then determine your priority. When you know your purpose, your priority takes precedence over all other choices. Purpose without a clear priority could be lost in the face of the present bias. Priority is what enables you to replace one goal with the other over time by doing what is most important now. And then do the right thing. Archimedes said, "Give me a lever long enough and I can move the world." And he was right. Your purpose is your lever in life that makes everything else easier or unnecessary. Do the leverage thing and avoid distractions. Most people don't understand how many things don't need to be done if they would just start by doing the right thing. And then aim at results. When you know what you want from what you do, the outcome matters. When it does, what we do defines our life more than anything else. A life of stellar outcomes is built upon getting the most out of what we do. And once you aim at results, then focus. If you take stock of your life's work, you will realize that wherever you had success, you had narrowed down your focus to one thing, and where your success varied, your focus had to. And once you have focus, then you go small. The achievement of a purpose becomes difficult because we are invested in too many things. Ignore all the things you could do and concentrate on what you should do. Getting your focus as small as possible simplifies your thinking and crystallizes what you must do. Extraordinary results are determined by how narrowly you can focus your attention. Be wedded to a perennial application of Pareto's truth, 80-20 principle that we talked about the other day, and keep finding the nucleus of every nucleus. And be patient. Time is the key. Success is built sequentially. It is one thing at a time. And once you start having that success, then build a team. No one succeeds alone. No one. Sometimes one person takes a disproportionate share of the glory, but no one succeeds alone. And great businesses need productive teams that are built one productive person at a time. Use your time with purpose. More than anything else, how you use your time determines how you live. Success shows up when time is devoted to it every day. Protect your time at all costs. Extraordinary results are not achieved so much by working more hours as by accomplishing more in the hours worked. And don't overestimate your limits. We usually do a remarkably poor job of estimating our limits. How many ships didn't sail because of the belief that Earth was flat? None of us knows our limits. Don't let small thinking cut your life down to size. Think big so that you don't limit yourself. It frees you to try different things and ask different questions. Form right habits. Habits can be hard to create and hard to break. We all have a choice to form habits that get us what we want from life. If you want your life to matter, then approach each area by doing what matters in it. Make doing that a part of your daily routine. And then ask the right questions. All your questions should be eh, in the quadrant. If you imagine uh, one axis is important to unimportant, and the other is from general to precise. All your questions should be in the quadrant that is important and precise. That is where your questions should reside. And once you ask the right question, then find the right answer. The challenge is to find the right answer after having asked the right question. Answers range from achievable, challenging, to possible. The research and experience of others is a good place to begin the search for your answer. Extraordinary success is based on exceptional answers. This is where the magic happens. Commit to your best. Being in control is critical to achieving extraordinary results, which requires a commitment to becoming and doing your best. See it as a path to traverse and not as a destination, because it is a path that never ends. It is about giving your best to becoming the best at your most important work. And then be accountable. Take ownership of your outcomes. Highly successful people are clear about their role in the events of their life, and they take responsibility and they learn from it. N. Guard against productivity thieves. What you feel, what you see, and what you experience every day must support your goals. Any person or place diverting you from your most important work is not conducive to your productivity. The people around you and your physical surroundings must support your goal. Surround yourself with the right people. Similarly, your physical environment has to be in step with your goals. To get to success, you have to clear the path to it. And then don't be afraid to say no. Learning to say no is the path to freedom and flexibility. Say no to anything or anyone who could derail you. Remember, every yes has a price. When you say yes to something, it's imperative that you understand what you are saying no to. In the 2 years after his return in 1997, Steve Jobs cut down the number of Apple's products from 350 to a mere 10. Yes, from 350 to 10. And then do not fear chaos. When you strive for extraordinary progress, chaos is bound to show up. Undue aversion to chaos is one of the greatest thieves of productivity. And last but the most important things among the ones that you must do for a life of extraordinary results is look after your health. Extraordinary achievements require high energy. Personal energy mismanagement is an enemy of productivity. Going for success by sacrificing your health is never a good bargain in the long run. Protect your sleep, protect your diet, and protect your exercise routine and stay healthy. Start your day with high positive energy, creating positive momentum to pull you through the rest of the day. So now these are the things that one needs to do to have a life of extraordinary results. But there are certain things which you need to know also, because often they can misguide you or send wrong signals to your conscious system. The first thing to know is that life is a question. Life is a question, and how we live it is our answer. Quality of any answer is driven by the quality of the question. How we phrase the question we ask ourselves determines the answers that become our life. Like Voltaire said, judge a man by his questions rather than by his answers. Or another wise man said, a prudent question is one half of wisdom. The 2,400-year-old Socratic method of teaching by questions is still employed by top educational institutions of the world. They make you think. They make you ask questions. Questions engage our critical thinking. Research shows that asking questions improves learning and performance by as much as 150%. Second thing you must know is that multitasking is a farce. Not even computers can multitask. Your iPad doesn't multitask. They switch back and forth, processing only one piece of code at a time. It is not that we have too little time to do all the things we need to do. It is that we feel the need to do too many things in the time we have. Some jobs do require minding a few things at the same time. Now, that is not multitasking, that is juggling. So, when you are juggling, you are not multitasking. Multitasking and juggling is an illusion. To a casual observer, a juggler is juggling three balls at once. In reality, the balls are being independently caught and thrown in rapid succession, one ball at a time. Remember, one ball at a time. And also remember that more complex the task, the more the task switching costs in time. Simpler task, watching television and talking on the telephone at the same time, yes, probably. But running two financial models, two independent programs, and handling them switching from one to other, that increases the use of time that doing them independently would take. So do one thing and simply don't tolerate distractions when doing something important, something meaningful. Third thing that I want you to know is that discipline is overrated. Most of us have enough discipline. To manage and direct it better is all we need. Success consists in doing the right thing and not doing everything right. Doing the right thing liberates you from doing many unnecessary things. Simple. Do the most important thing at hand regularly. Another thing that you need to know is that willpower is a scarce commodity. We often attach our success to our willpower without understanding with what that really means. Willpower is important, but it's not infinite. Willpower is a limited but renewable resource, just like the beauty of your or just like the battery of your cell phone. It's a mental muscle that gets tired and needs rest. If you employ your willpower for one task, there will be less willpower available for the next task unless you replenish it. Hence, managing and using the willpower well should be a high priority for anyone who wants to achieve extraordinary results. And then timing is an equally important ingredient of success. We must ensure the supply of willpower when we most need it. Great athletes above all, have the knack of peaking at the right moment, and they build reservoirs of willpower and energy to be used at the right moment. And once you understand it, then address the most important things when your willpower is at its highest. And now another important thing which many modern corporate workers, many people who expound union wisdom will not like. Well, let me tell you, work-life balance is bunk. Work-life balance is often a misleading concept where we hear about balance so much, we automatically assume this is exactly what we must achieve, what we must seek. Purpose, meaning, significance. These are the things that make a successful life. These are the things that help you achieve extraordinary results. The act of living a full life by giving time to what matters is a balancing act that keeps crisscrossing the middle line, and then you keep rebalancing, readjusting. Extraordinary results require focused attention and time. Time on most important means time away from other things. Let's be clear about it. Thus, compromising balance. Because when you give inordinate amount of time to what is most important, what matters the most, you will sacrifice the time that you could have allotted to other things. And you will sacrifice the so-called balance. But it is important because leaving something undone is a necessary trade-off for extraordinary results. All people who have achieved something important have left a lot of other things undone. Without that, it would not have been possible. So the wisdom lies in knowing when to stay in the middle and when to pursue the extremes. Because success lies at the outer edges. And we have to know to manage our life when we are out there. So what you need to do is to counterbalance, like a ballerina. Counterbalancing done well gives the illusion of balance. And then the next thing we must know is that time is the most important resource of all. It does not wait. You cannot ignore the inevitability of time. Time waits for no one. Driven to an extreme, postponement can become permanent. You never get back the moments lost, the early days of your marriage, a child's bedtime story, or a birthday of a loved one. So why am I saying that? Because you have to remember that when you gamble with your time, you place a bet that you can't recover. You can't cover your bet. You may be sure to win, but be mindful that you can live with what you lose in the bargain. Another thing that you should know is don't accept established wisdom without questioning. Fish rots from the head. You're nodding your head. No. Bullshit. If the water is warmed gradually, frogs can be fried in it. No. Cortez burnt his ships when he landed on the mainland. No. Pick the jockey and not the horse. No. And so many other things. So established wisdom is often merely a myth. Most breakthroughs are made at the cost of the established wisdom. Most breakthroughs that you saw in life, in history, how did they come about? Because someone had the courage to question the established wisdom and take a stand by his or her conviction. Another very important factor that you must remember comes to my mind. Not everything matters equally. In the world of extraordinary results, in the world of accomplishment, in the world of great success, everything does not matter equally. So, to-do lists may look impressive, but they inherently lack the intent of success. Checking things off your list is not what success is built upon. Doing 100 things just to get them out of the way is a poor substitute for doing one thing that is the most meaningful. So, great achievers invariably, politics, society, business, they invariably work from a clear sense of priority. They don't live by to-do lists. You think Steve Jobs lived by to-do lists? No. They live by a success list created by the achievement of their purpose. Live by a success list day after day. Success is doing the most important thing, is always the most important thing. And when you do the most important things well, you march towards success. And in the end, I will tell you something that you also must know, that happiness is a byproduct. There is so much talk about happiness as if it is a destination you can arrive at, as it is a product that you can build for yourself. No. Happiness is, of course, what most people want from their life, or probably all people want the most from their life. Most of what we do in life is ultimately meant to make us happy. However, happiness doesn't materialize the way we think. Having money and things don't ensure enduring happiness. Once we get what we so badly want, our happiness declines, gradually but declines. Instead, happiness happens on the way to fulfillment. It occurs automatically when our daily actions fulfill a bigger purpose. People devoted to something bigger than themselves are always happy. So these are the few things that are important. We will now take questions and we'll start from probably this corner.